What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're out on the lake, as you guys can see. We're gonna do some fishing, and we're gonna again try for some big ones. We've been able to catch some fish lately, but it's been a super grind every trip out, and I don't anticipate this being any different, but we're gonna try to find some bigger fish. We're gonna do some cranking, and we're gonna do some deep jigs and free rigs and stuff like that, Carolina rig. We're gonna do some of the same stuff, but we're gonna give that crankbait a little bit more of a chance today. I've got a couple different ones tied on. I've got the 6 Sense Cloud9 C20 in a red color, and then I got the Curve 55 in a red color as well. I've got a bunch of other crankbaits in the boat that we can mess around with as well, different depths and stuff like that, and see if we can't manage to force some of these bigger fish to go. That's the game plan, is to try to force some of these bigger fish to get in the Skeeter boat, because I'm tired of catching little ones. Let's catch a couple good ones. And I'm not talking about giants. I don't need giants. I'm talking about maybe like 3s and 4s and maybe a 5 or 6. That'd be cool. So that's the game plan. That's what we're gonna try to do today. I got a little bit of a later start than I would have liked because I forgot to go buy my license. So I had to go back into town and buy a fishing license for 2025. This is the first trip of 25. So let's catch our first bass of the year. Let's go. There we go. There we go, got one on the jig. Had to throw a heavier one than I've been throwing. Feels like a decent fish. Hopefully it stays on. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Decent little start. Perfect spot to hook him. Right in the mouth. That's a great spot to hook him. Dual mulch jig, custom made skirt. Got a cold January one, first one of the year too. That's pretty cool. I was just dragging this jig super slow along some rocks, and it bit it once and it wasn't there, and then I dragged it a little bit more, then it bit it, and then I could feel it kind of being a little bit heavier, so it came back and got it. But first one of the day, first one of January, first one of the year. Dual molds, weedless football jig with holder, green pumpkin, 3/4 ouncer. Gotta love it. First fish of the year, guys, on the jig. I said green pumpkin a second ago, but it's actually like mostly brown and purple. It's green pumpkin head, but most of the skirt's brown purple. There's a little bit of green pumpkin silicone in there, but it's predominantly brown with a green pumpkin craw trailer. I like this jig. The Dual Molds weedless football jig with holders, by far my favorite jig to throw, especially on rock. You can feel the bottom really well. With that jig, it's got a flat side on it, so it really kind of bounces and really drags on those rocks. It doesn't roll over them, it doesn't roll around. It stays pretty flat on the bottom, and if everything's dialed in just right, it'll really stand up down there too. It's a jig that puts a lot of fish in the boat for me. There's another one. This one smoked it. This one smoked it good. Not a big one, but that was a good bite. That was a real good jig bite. There we go. It's actually decent. Not a giant, but I'll take him. Another one on the jig. Well, guys, I'd say we're off to a good start. Couple fish in the morning. The first one that ate the jig was a tiny subtle bite, and then that guy smoked it. It was like boom, boom, just had it. And the fish have been really funky out here lately. They like short bite, and then you gotta kind of have to like finesse them a little bit, and then they finally take it. But that guy destroyed it. So maybe that means there's a school down there because he was so aggressive. I'm not exactly sure about that, because you know, the first one was super subtle, but you never know. Obviously I caught 2 fish off this spot, so that means, you know, there's more than 1 fish most likely. Doubt the guy ate the same bait again. So we're gonna give this a little bit of time, throw a couple different baits, see if we can't pull another one. A lot of times the fish in the wintertime, they group up, so you'll have a lot of dead water, and then you'll find a spot that has multiple fish on it, and you're able to, you know, put a handful of fish in the boat at one time, and then you go around and it's kind of dead for a little bit, and then you're able to catch a few more. All right, so I caught a couple fish on the jig today, and I just want to go over my setup real quick. This is a Dual Molds weedless football jig with holder mold. I make these myself. It's got a combination of silicone and round rubber, brown, purple, and a little bit of green pumpkin with purple in there. Craw trailer, green pumpkin head. I got 15-pound K9 Pro 100 fluorocarbon. It's just straight fluorocarbon all the way onto the line. This stuff's been really good to me the last year. I've been fishing it actually over a year now, and it's just been really good stuff for me. Daiwa Tatula Elite Reel, 7.1-to-1 gear ratio. 7.4 heavy unicorn rod. When I go to a 3/4 ounce jig like this one, I'm always using this 7.4 heavy. It's got that backbone you need when you set the hook on a jig. I use it for the Carolina rig as well. And this thing is just super sensitive, super light. This Tatula Elite with this unicorn rod, you can't beat it. It's an awesome combo to throw a jig on. All right, well, the morning is going okay, I would say. Got 2 bites so far that got in the boat, and I've gotten 1 more bite on the crankbait. It just slapped at it, and I think I pulled on the crankbait like a dummy, and I pulled it away from the fish for sure. But it wasn't a great bite, because when they eat the crankbait, usually they get some of those hooks. I mean, it's got 2 quality, good size hooks on there, so when they eat it, they get hooked. So I don't know if maybe it's the wrong color or not, but I did get 1 bite on it. So I've gotten 3 bites for the morning, which isn't bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. We got plenty of time left to hopefully get a few more, but so far that jig has produced for me. I might tie up a Carolina rig because it starts to, you know, it gets everything really in the rocks, and I upsize that crankbait, or upsize that jig to a 3/4, and I've gotten a couple bites on it. So I think they're just so tight to the bottom that they want that bait in that bottom too, which could bode well for the crankbait, unless it's just moving too fast for them to not want to kind of commit to it and go after it. Got one finally. Hopefully it doesn't break off. I was in a bunch of rocks. Took forever for this guy to bite to where I could actually hook him. There we go. Free rig did it. Little guy. But at least it's another fish in this boat. Not a giant, guys, but I'll take it. Well, we just got one on the old free rig. I like throwing that free rig. It's actually been getting bit regularly out here in this winter bite. It's been super tough, but it's a way to get bit. Haven't got any. Actually, I caught 1 decent one last week out here on it. It wasn't a giant or anything like that, but it was better than the fish I've been catching. I don't know if it's a spot thing or if I'm just, my rotation's off, timing's off, but I just can't seem to get those bigger bites. The jig fish that I caught today seemed to be all right, but you know, I ain't gonna win a tournament with those or anything like that. You need 4-pounders out here. You need to be, you know, in that 20-pound range in order to win out here. There we go, another one. Another one on the free rig, guys. For some reason, they just want to eat in the afternoon. They don't like anything all day long. Another little one, but right now I'll take just about anything. So right now I'll take just about anything. Little rat, but whatever. So real quick, let's talk about the free rig setup I got right now. So what I have tied on is this dual mold McGrady Newt. It's a good little bait. I just got this mold maybe a month ago. Maybe that might be a little bit long, but something like that. I got a 1/2 ounce free rig weight. Goes up and down the line nice and easily. There's a 4/0 hook in here, actually a 3/0 hook in here. I got 12-pound test Canine Fishing Pro 100 for the lines. They're 100% fluorocarbon. I got it on a 7.3 medium heavy 6-ounce unicorn rod. It's really important, especially in the wintertime when you can get some real subtle bites, to have a sensitive rod. Light usually means sensitive. These unicorn rods, they're a little bit on the higher end, but they are super sensitive. Pretty much if you see me throwing a jig, Carolina rig, anything where I'm just dragging a bait along the bottom, probably using the unicorn rod. And then I have the Daiwa Tatula SVTW reel. I've had these for a long time. They're just my kind of workhorses. When I need something that has a lot of spool space, I'll use the Tatula Elites. They're a little bit higher end, a little bit more expensive, but if I need that extra spool capacity, then that's what I'm gonna go with. So far we've gotten 4 fish today. No complaints on that. The only complaint I could have is I can't figure out how to catch them bigger ones. But we've managed to put some fish in the boat on this January day, first trip out of the year, so it's better than a skunk. Well, with the way the morning's gone, I thought it was gonna be better out here, but fortunately it's been pretty darn tough. It's like a light switch turned off after the morning ended. But we got a little bit longer. We're gonna keep fishing and going spot to spot to spot. It's all we can do. I just think it's tough overall out here. I talked to some people at the tackle shop this morning when I bought my license, and they blanked. One guy said he was on them, but I don't know how he did today. I know he was going to the lake, but I don't know how he did today. I just know it's been tough for me. It's been a grind every trip out, but at least we've caught a couple so far. It's good to catch them on a jig. I like to fish that way. But hopefully here in a minute, maybe this afternoon bite will turn on, because that's what it's been lately for me, is once it starts getting towards that evening, that afternoon, they start chewing a little bit better. Well, we got our 5th fish of the day, and it was an absolute tiny one, but at least it was a bite. A little bit ago, I had a couple bites in another area, and they just wouldn't eat it all the way. I don't know what it was, what the problem was, but they just did not want to eat the bait completely. I'd get short bites, they'd take it for just a second, and then it'd be gone. They wouldn't come back for it. A little bit bummed out about that, but I guess that's just the way it goes. But we were just persevering, and we managed to get one more. Well, we've started to salvage our day out here. We got 4 fish in the boat. I'd like to get at least a 5th, quote unquote, have a limit. I think I can. I'm not gonna stay here till dark, but I am gonna give it a little bit longer. I would, like I said, like to get one more fish. I think the free rig's gonna be the deal, but I'm gonna keep the jig, the crankbait, and the Carolina rig honest. Those are staples for me out here, especially out here in the winter time. Gonna hit a few more spots. It takes so long each cast because I'm fishing it so painstakingly slow. Like, it's brutal how slow I'm fishing this thing in order to get these bites. But that's the only way I can get a bite. There's probably a really good way out here to catch them. Because any lake, almost any time, there's always a good way to catch fish. But unfortunately, I am not able to do that right now. I'm trying, I'm searching, I've thrown other baits. I've really given the crankbait a good effort today. Almost every spot that's made sense, I've thrown the crankbait around, but it just has not produced anything for me. Sometimes just getting that bigger crankbait out there just kind of gets them to go and gets them, you know, fired up and just forces them to kind of bite. And hold on, let me put this rock area on my map, but it's not marked because I just went through there and looks pretty good. So we're gonna mark that. I'd actually come back and fish that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The crankbait can just force fish to bite sometimes. It's just coming through that area so fast. They don't have a ton of time to decide if they want to eat it or not. It just goes right by them and they grab onto it and they eat it. There we go, we got another one. These ones are eating it real funky. Hope it doesn't break me off, but they ate it so weird. He bit it and just sat there with it. It was the weirdest thing. Couldn't tell if there was a fish there or not. And then eventually I just started starting to fish it again. And the fish just started pulling back. So we swung and there he was. And he choked it pretty good. Hopefully we can get that hook out of him. Well guys, the free rig bailed me out again. Had a couple jig bites this morning, but the free rig was able to get me bailed out. There we go. Yep, there's definitely something going on in the afternoon out here. There's a bite first thing in the morning, but it just dies for me throughout the day. It's like brutally tough throughout the day. Like no bites hardly at all, if any. And afternoon starts to roll around and those fish start to bite. The free rig's done really well for me in the afternoons. I'm just like super slow with it, literally just trying to like feel every single rock. And if this thing comes up and over a rock, I literally let it fall all the way back down and give that bait a chance to catch up to the weight. But it's bailed me out a couple trips in a row now. There we go. Another one. This one feels like a little bit bigger. Not really sure. It's probably the same as the other. Now it's pulling a little bit again. Now he's pulling a little bit again. He just came up and jumped, but I don't know how big he is. I wasn't able to tell. I'm sure I got freeze in my line from fishing in all these rocks and everything. So hopefully we get him in. They always do that last minute surge at the end. Come on, bud. I'm gonna put you back. Oh yeah. Decent little guy. Not a giant, but he's better than the rest of them. 2.5-er. Free rig, guys. It's doing it. And guys, don't forget, I got a bunch of discount codes for canine fishing for that line. It's Luna 10. For 6 cents fishing, it's Luna 10 as well. And then for these waterland fishing optics. These sunglasses right here, these are the slange frames with the green mirror lenses. You see me wearing these all the time. I really like my Waterland sunglasses. I got the sweatshirt on right now too. This one's super comfortable. It's helped keep me warm out here all day long. But Waterland also has a discount code that I can provide to you guys. It's Luna15. It'll save you 15% off anything on their website. So if you need to get some sweatshirts, some shirts, some hats, sunglasses, stuff like that, make sure to use Luna15. It'll save you 15% off. Well guys, when you persevere, you put your head down and you do the best you can to go out and find some bites, really slow down and really methodically fish, you can sometimes make something out of nothing. Today was okay in the morning, had a couple decent ones in the morning, but then it got super tough throughout the day, and I was bailed out on the day by the old free rig. I was able to catch them doing that. It's actually a pretty fun way to fish. I mean, it is slow. You have to fish it really methodically to get those bites, but they eat it, and it's a fun way to fish. So don't forget about the description of all my videos, guys. There's always product lists for the stuff that I'm using in the videos, whether it's tackle, making supplies, or it's the stuff that I'm using to catch fish out at the lake. So make sure to go down there, and also there's affiliate links and different stuff like that and discount codes. So check that stuff out, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.